I apologize in advance for the terrible lighting, but when you're living at home, there's only so many locations that you can film in without disturbing other family members. And I also apologize in advance for the lack of quality that might be present in this, simply because I'm a little tired, a little busy, so I didn't have time to think this through as much as I'd like, but I still want to get out there. So, my thoughts going into Minions. Those guys, alright. So first, I need to do my thoughts on the previous one. Thankfully, there's only two. First one, really enjoyed. Trailers for it were great. The film was a lot of fun. Laughed a lot, cared a lot. Just great film to start Illumination Entertainment off. The sequel was lackluster. I was a little underwhelmed by it. And even now, just watching Brooks fail, I'm just looking at it, and 2 years later, it just looks even more just like a lame cash grab, and sequel pumped out. And again, more thoughts. You can get more in depth as to what I thought of it below in the description, but yeah, it does not hold up. And considering how it got overshadowed, that and Monsters University got overshadowed by Frozen. Yeah, I'm literally on the verge of forgetting about that. But this film has come along to remind us, and I don't think it's going to be good. I mean, Illumination Entertainment, outside Despicable Me, they have not made a good film. They have not made original films. They've either just been making sequels to their franchise or just doing whatever. And I feel like this is going to be the point where I'm going to get sick of Despicable Me, because the second one I kind of like, whereas this one I feel like they're just going to bludgeon these minions to death. Not literally, but in the sense that they're just going to shove so much of it that by the end of it, you're just going to be sick of it. I'm just going to be sick of it. And honestly forget why I enjoy these guys, which is a shame, because these guys started as really funny and a huge hit in these movies, and what made them enjoyable. And the fact that I'm on the verge of walking away just done with these characters just bums me. I mean, even Ice Age, for as unnecessary as those sequels are, I mean, Scrat is still entertaining, and I think the reason why that is because Scrat's a funny character, but he's used in small doses. Like, he's the slapstick show stealing character, but he's in there occasionally. And the problem with Minions is that, I mean, unless they're just gonna swap out Gru for the Sandra Bullock character, it just seems like it's gonna be it could very well just be a Sandra Bullock movie, female Gru movie, but if it's the Minions movie, they're going to be in the spotlight all the time, so it's probably going to be one of those cases where a character that works really well in small doses will probably just not work well as the focus. I mean, I talk about this in Powerpuff Girls with the Mayor, and even Penguins in Madagascar. I mean, for as much as those characters are side characters, the penguins can work on their own, because there's a variety of personalities that can work off each other. Whereas with Minions, again, it's a bunch of guys speaking gibberish. It's a little harder to have personality, and you could make the argument that Looney Tunes cartoons are something, but yeah, the Looney Tunes had clear personalities. The Minions, more or less, don't have any real personality. I mean, that is one thing that could save it. If they could give the Minions a distinct personality, give us like 3 Minions with like distinct personalities, that could save it, but I highly doubt it, and it's going to be a lot of noisy jokes. I mean, the trailers make it seem off-putting. I don't think the delivery is going to be quite as fast in the trailer, because I remember the first trailer, the delivery on some of the jokes was a little slow, but even so. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be funny. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of chuckle moments, but not enough to warrant seeing it in theaters. And I'm trying to think what else. To warrant seeing it in theaters. Again, I don't think it'll be terrible. I'll be very surprised if this is like very low as one of the worst animated films of 2015, but I mean, it could be mildly entertaining at best. I mean, eventually when I see all the animated films that got wide releases in America, I feel like Minions is either going to be an honorable mention or just really low on my worst list. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it wound up high. But I said the same thing about Rio too, and Yeah, I hated that. Financially, though, unfortunately, I think it's going to do fine. It's probably going to make a lot of money a lot faster than Inside Out. It's an established franchise. There are tons of little kids who love it. I mean, look at how much money Despicable Me 2 made. So I have no doubt this will make money. I mean, the only thing is that this weekend's going to be its big weekend, and then Ant-Man comes out, and I feel like Ant-Man, because another family film, is going to take a lot away from Minions, but we'll get more into that when Ant-Man comes out. And as to whether or not I'll be seeing it, I won't. I mean, I got suckered into seeing Despicable Me 2. I could have seen World War Z, but I went and saw Despicable Me 2. I mean, both are mediocre films, but the fact is that when I went into Despicable Me 2, I was somewhat optimistic, whereas this, I'm not falling for it again. I'm waiting for the DVD. I'm waiting till I can watch it online or something. I'm not going to be suckered in again. And I was gonna say something else. Which is, I will give the film this, though. I feel like there's gonna be a bunch, some stuff that we didn't see in the trailers, but not as much as the second one. Because the Minions trailer, I feel like they've been showing a little too more than they need to. Like, there's a scene where they betray the Sandra Bullock character. And I feel like they've more or less showed the plot, and I mean, maybe there's like a couple gags that I haven't remembered, but I feel like they've shown the movie. Oh yeah, and also they're reusing the one Slayer character model again. They reused him in Despicable Me 2 for the little kid. But yeah, not seeing this film in theaters. It'll make money, but it won't be good, and I'm not going to be contributing. I mean, unless I get dragged in to see it. There's a friend I have been meaning to hang out with who is a big fan of these movies, and I mean, if I get dragged to it, I get dragged to it. I mean, I got dragged to Jurassic World, and it wasn't that bad, but... Well, I wasn't dragged, I was invited to go see Jurassic World with some friends, but... Anyway, I digress, so... Yeah, I mean, but if you disagree, please leave your comments below, and again, I apologize for the lighting, but, you know, when... Again, space is very limited. I don't have the luxury of having a space that's reserved solely for me. This is it, alright? And again... And... So as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to hear more in-depth about my thoughts on the Despicable Me franchise, and also I'll put the Penguins of Madagascar spin-off there, because they're both spin-off movies with side characters. You can check those out. I'll have a link in the description below. And this is JStar260, and I'll see you guys later. Until next time, take care.